back to CP24 Breakfast. We are just less than a week away from Father's Day on Sunday, June 18th. And Seanna Thomas is here once again for Meal Prep Mondays. And today she's sharing some delicious, easy appetizers and desserts that are certainly looking very tasty that you can also get your kids involved to help you make. Seanna, welcome to the show again. Good to see you. This all looks fabulous, but let's start with these. They're called Buffalo Tots, and it's a marriage between cauliflower and potato.
Yes, so you definitely could use all potato, all cauliflower in these, but I like the combo because it's an easy way to get a little bit more fiber into your diet, maybe into your kids, maybe into your husband for Father's Day, right? So Father's Day, typically it's like meat, right? We're talking about barbecues and ribs and burgers, but we can make some really fun appetizers here, and our kids can help with all of these. So here we have these Buffalo Tots. They're really easy to make. Your kids can help stir them up. Like I said, half cauliflower, half potato. We add a couple of eggs, some cheese, some cornmeal that soaks up all that extra moisture. Press them into a mini muffin tin there and bake them for about 20-25 minutes. And then the buffalo comes from tossing them in some of that delicious hot sauce.
Right.
You can absolutely have these plain, but when you toss them in the hot sauce, they give that awesome flavor, that like kind of buffalo wing style.
Yeah, totally.
And then I like to serve them here with my homemade blue cheese dip, which is made with Greek yogurt. You know how much I love Greek yogurt, right? Adding in a little bit of that extra protein. It's lower in fat than the blue cheese dip you might buy, but really nice and easy. Looks so good, so easy to make, and kids really like these because they're kind of like those little potato tots, right, that you'd have for breakfast.
Yeah.
But like I said, with that extra fiber, a little bit of spice in there, garlic powder, onion powder, but really, really delicious. Aren't they
so
good?
Tasty. It's
I
like
love
a fancy hash brown.
Right.
And healthier because it's baked.
Exactly, exactly.
Okay.
So easy.
Okay, next up, I love the look of this because it's like carbs. I'm a
It is carbs.
carb monger queen.
Yes.
And these are homemade pretzels with a beer dip.
Yes, yeah. So, I mean, not to stereotype dads, but cheese and beer are pretty easy sell, right?
Yeah.
On Father's Day especially. So I make this cheesy beer dip with a really strong stout. And then a really strong cheddar cheese. So you make some a roux out of butter and flour, add in milk, and if you don't want to have the beer, you can use all milk, and then add in a little bit of spices, that Worcestershire sauce that none of us can pronounce except for Nick. And then we add in a little bit of mustard, a little bit of paprika, some nice strong flavors there. And then these are really fun to make with your kids, these pretzel dips, way easier than you think. And of course you can serve them with, like, you can go buy pretzels, but you just make the dough really fast, and then your kids can roll them out, and then you just cut them up, you boil them in water and baking soda.
Is that what you do?
Yeah,
No
and
wonder.
it makes them puff up, so it makes the inside nice and chewy,
Bill's
the outside nice and crispy.
Yeah.
And you bake them only for about 10 to 15 minutes in the oven, and then you have these like chewy, delicious pretzel dips, and just like, or bites.
Like a little bit of mustardy.
Yeah.
That's right, I just like spat, but that sauce is so good.
Thank you.
It's really cheesy
something
and it
a little
goes very
different,
well.
right? Yeah, so good with pretzels too, right?
Oh my gosh,
it just works together.
Those
I
taste
absolutely love
delicious,
those.
and I'm definitely going to try to do that this weekend. That's on my list. Okay, you can't have Father's Day without dessert.
Right.
And this is called a wacky cake, but it has an interesting history because it's also called depression cake. We're not going to call it that.
We're not going to call it depression cake.
Explain why.
Yeah, so depression cake, it's from like the war and depression era, because that's when eggs, milk, and butter were really scarce or really expensive. So this cake doesn't have any of those ingredients in it. So it's a really easy and vegan cake that you can make at home. And what I love the most about this cake is if you're making it with kids, you make it in the pan that you bake it in. So they can mix all of those dry ingredients together. You make 3 little holes in the flour mixture. You add oil, vanilla, and a little bit of vinegar. Pour some water over top. Mix it all together and throw it in the oven for about half an hour, and it bakes up beautifully.
Wow.
Yeah, no butter, no milk, no eggs.
Essentially vegan.
Yeah, and it's a nice, easy cake for kids to make, and it ends up being really delicious. Do you want me to pass this over to you, Bill? There you go. You can try it and let us know what you think.
It looks moist.
Yeah.
So how does I'm not great in the kitchen, but I'm always amazed or astounded when you can replace things and it doesn't lose what you want it to have.
Yeah, for sure.
Is it the oil? Or
it's the oil. The oil is going to keep that moisture in. Also, the vinegar and the baking soda in there is going to make it nice and fluffy.
What's the
You know, it's not an overly rich cake.
Right.
Like, it definitely doesn't have that richness, but that's why you add the icing and all that stuff on
my
top.
pretty
gosh.
rich and delicious to me, and it's moist. Like, I'm really kind of surprised given what I watched you put together.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're so
Amazing.
welcome. My pleasure.
Shauna, remind us, where can people find these easy and delicious recipes?
So all of these will be on my Instagram and Facebook page, Seanna Thomas Nutrition. You'll find everything there this week just in time for Father's Day.
Oh my gosh, so perfect. Thank you so much, Shauna.
My pleasure.
Definitely going to be trying this. Happy Father's Day to,
cure
you
for
know,
depression.
everyone out there. Our viewers, appreciate you watching. Shauna, we'll chat with you again. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Oh, I kind of want some.
CP24 Breakfast Meal Prep Mondays are brought to you by Healthy Planet Kitchen. Live life healthy.